Welcome to the service clinic at Low Country Harley-Davidson. I'm Doc Harley. Today's subject, oil coming out of my starter. Yeah, that really shouldn't happen, but it does. For you guys that own a Buell, a Sportster, and some of you Softails, you find oil underneath your starter. So you take the starter out, you put a new gasket on it, and you put it back together, and you get oil a little bit later on down the road. And you go, I just did that. So you take it apart, you put some sealant on it this time, you put this on, you put it in, and you still get oil. And you write me in and say, Doc, how can I get oil out of my starter? There's no oil inside this. And let me show you where the oil comes from. Here's the same starter. I've taken it apart. Now you have to remember, this is metric, so you'll use 8mm quarter drive on these two, and then you'll use 9mm on the inside, or you can use Phillips. It's on the inside. Now that I've taken it apart, this is the same procedure you would do if you were replacing the starter clutch. So we take this off, and if this was a good tight system, you'd take a dead blow hammer or a piece of wood and you would knock this, and you would push this out. Well, there we go. All right, and this is your starter clutch, and this is the part that you would replace. But where you are leaking is inside. You see this O-ring? I'm hoping my cameraman can get this focused in. This O-ring right here starts out round, but after a long period of time being pressed against this, it becomes flat. And so this part, of course, is inside your primary. Well, the oil comes in from your primary, goes past this O-ring, and then comes out the breather hole. So the oil is not coming from inside, it's coming from your primary and coming through. This O-ring used to be available through Harley-Davidson, but they, of course, obsoleted it. Let me show you where it's at here. On the parts breakdown, it's number 19. And the Harley-Davidson part number is 11116, but it's obsolete. But there are options for you. Drag Specialty offers it a DS174341. James Gasket has a JGI 11116, and then Cometic also offers a O-ring 09350179. Now this O-ring does come in a starter clutch kit. There it is, part of the kit, but it is not sold by Harley-Davidson separately, but you can get it. So if you have a starter that seems to be producing its own oil, it's not. It has a worn out O-ring, and you can replace that O-ring, put it all back together again, put a new gasket. Oh, that reminds me, this little paper gasket has evolved. It is now a nice metal one with rubber coating and a nice tight O-ring that goes on the middle. So use some lubricant because it's a very tight fit. Match it up with the boss that's inside here so it fits the same way. It'll go on there tight. That will be a lot better. That part number is the same it has been in paper, but they've upgraded it to a C, 3148881-C. So all the way back to 1981 they were using this, but the C is a lot better gasket. So grab yourself the O-ring, grab yourself the new gasket, put it together, and let's get rid of the oil that's underneath your starter. I'm Doc Harley. We'll see you next week.